We're trending up.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling coming into this week. It's a little windy out here. I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah. That doesn't bode. I hit it high.
Yeah.
I hit it really high, so, and I don't know how to flight it, so. I've been trying to be taught it, but I just can't figure it out, so.
We were just at Innisbrook. It's a great place to play. That's a great course, isn't it?
Yes.
Of course you're feeling good. You won.
The rough is brutal.
Yeah.
There's no rough out here.
Yeah.
It's dormant right now, so.
Yeah, it is. So that part at least is easy. But we went out and watched Leach and a couple of guys play, and they're trying to figure out what's happening with winds coming from almost, it feels like every direction. We go to a different hole. And
you don't overthink it. You just hit it.
Just hit it.
We're football players. If we could play golf, we'd be playing golf for a living, right?
Yeah.
This is just a fantasy camp this week.
When did you start playing golf?
Probably was like 12.
Okay, so you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, but I didn't, growing up in Montana, you had literally like 4 weeks to play golf.
Right.
And when baseball season was over, and then you just had to get ready for football, and so you go out and never really learned how to hold it right, grip it right. But I had my dad's old, like real Golden Bear McGregor's with the Golden Bear on the.
Oh, I remember.
Oh yeah, real Woodwoods.
Mm-hmm.
And I played with those all the way through college. And I started getting into it college a little bit more. And then when I got into the NFL, that's where I really kind of started to compete, try to compete at it and figure out if I could get better.
Yeah. And I'm also all fascinated by so you're playing you just won a tournament, so you're competing. How is it different from competing in the NFL, and how is it the same?
I felt incredibly prepared when I walked on the football field. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you what the hell the ball is going to do, what the swing is going to look like.
Relatable.
How shaky my hands will be over a putt that's meaningful, I mean, it's so strange that golf can do that to guys that played in front of 100,000 people, but it can.
I heard the best one I heard was today. We sat down, I think it was with, I don't remember, but the analogy that he gave was, in football, you're only in the tunnel once, and that's the worst moment. After that, you're good. In golf, you're in the tunnel, 70 times. Because you get the butterflies standing over every shot instead of.
I don't think I get the butterflies as much as I'll swing the club and it will feel incredibly good and the path was right and everything like that, and it will go 30 yards from the target. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know how that happened. Like, even if I threw a ball that was bad, it wasn't 30 yards off target. Like, it was a yard or two.
Right.
Right. Golf is dumbfounding. And I played with, pros this weekend, and they missed putts that I'm like, oh, why do I think they're just so great? Well, because you got Scotty Scheffler and you got Tiger Woods and you got guys that don't miss 3-footers,
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're just like us.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the great things about golf is even the best. You left some things. Saw a 4-putt. I can't remember who it was on.
I saw players at the Masters when Ernie Els did that on that first hole. Remember that? We were there.
No way.
We're sitting there watching it.
Oh, now okay. What about equipment? When you played football, were you kind of equipment nerd? Or you care a lot about your shoes and things that you wear and use, or are you just more of a feel kind of a?
Shoes and jersey were important. The fit on my arms and stuff like that for my jersey, so I had freedom to throw and do the things like that. And then I wanted my kicks to look fresh. It was pretty cool. The year we went to the Rose Bowl in college, we were Nike endorsed.
Yep. But
they had just kind of, we weren't supposed to finish, first in the country. And so later into the season, we started getting that 12:30 ABC game, and I was spatting up my shoes to, it made me feel comfortable, and Nike called and asked if we stop spatting your shoes on national television. I'm like, will you send me some good Nike shoes and I won't do it. And the next week I had like these brand new, like mid-tier, Nike Velcro ones over the top, and all my teammates were just like, what the hell, man?
So was that 97?
Yeah, 97.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to go through that process. And then of course I signed with them when I got to the league and spent 4 years being endorsed by them and got to do all that cool stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what about golf? So when it comes to equipment, are you kind of the same?
I go into a fitting and I let the numbers. I let the numbers tell the story.
Sure.
So I'm not. I don't need the most expensive clubs or the newest thing or anything like that. If this driver is producing less spin, then now I'm going to play that club.
Yep.
And so that numbers for me are that dictate my club choices.
That's interesting.
And so I'm not a fancy putter guy or anything like that. It's what can become the best pendulum back and forth for me.
Sure.
To make the surest stroke. So no, not I like the gear. I like all the stuff but I'm not
too far.
I'm not too far into it, no.
And what about shoes? What kind of feels do you like in your shoes?
Yeah, I've been a Nike guy since I could a Nike golf guy forever. Jordan Brand has some really nice golf shoes that I've started wearing, but I'm still right in there with the Nike stuff. Pegasus, Air Max. Those have been my golf shoes so far.
Okay, very good. Well, interesting to mention that brand. I'm from that area, and I've been making shoes for 25 plus years. Got lucky enough to start in the game studying under a guy named Peter Moore. So Peter Moore designed the Air Jordan 1, the Air Jordan logo, and
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very lucky to get that opportunity. And
I spent a lot of time in the Northwest during the season. I'm calling games for the Pac-12.
Yep.
And so I'm either in Corvallis or Pullman every weekend next year.
That's great.
Because you and I are the only one Pac-2s left. I played football at Oregon State.
Yeah.
And so I was done 96. So I just saw.
Last game we played against you guys, I think, was in 96 at your place. Kind of rainy. We wore these crazy pants.
Yeah.
Like these red, like crimson and gray. Yeah, I liked them. They only wore them twice in the Alma Bowl in that game. And Oregon State's the only team I never threw a touchdown against in college. I ran one in that game. I had a wide open guy, and I could have tossed it to him, but I walked it in for a touchdown run. But I always liked to
did not know
bring that stat up. Yeah,
I didn't know. The worst one was the year before. It would have been 95 when whatever game we flew into Lewiston, went to Coleman, and it was the worst, coldest probably game I ever played in.
Yeah.
I think it was that 95 or 94. No,
94. 94 is when we had the best defense in the country, and we just got beat by USC and pretty much knocked us out of the Rose Bowl contention, and we went down, and you guys ran that option all over our defense and beat us in Corvallis. So I was a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that would have been Bledsoe. Was he the senior there? Right?
No, it would have been Chad Davis. That defense. And then the next year, 95, I got in and for like some mop-up doing, we beat you guys like 55-0 or something like that.
857, I think.
But who's counting at that stage? Yeah. Well, anyway, we got a pair of golf shoes for you. So, Alma's the brand. We've been in business for about 5 years. We started in the casual shoe space.
All golf shoes too? Any shoe?
The casual shoes were first. They're all handmade in Portugal, so it's basically a sneaker. It's like what you're seeing here.
Yeah.
Some of the guys over there are wearing them.
Yep.
Built like dress shoes. So with our interaction with professional athletes, golf became a natural thing for us to move into. First of all, I believe that there's white space. I'm an avid golfer myself, and we feel like this is our tribe, and we've got something to say. And the thing about golf is you got shoes that swing well and shoes that walk well, but there's a compromise in between. It's hard to find shoes that do both.
Yeah.
And I think that some of the nicer shoes, you're talking about an Air Jordan or a Stan Smith, some of the cool stuff, they're just not made for performance. And so we attack both of those gaps with this first platform. We also run a consulting business and make some of the most technical running shoes in the world, a Swedish brand called Craft. So we started with a proprietary foam that you would find this in endurance running shoes. The other athletes that we service, they run 100-mile races in the Alps. And so we wanted to take that kind of technology and put it in the base of the shoe. And we also developed a way to provide stability through the structuring side of the shoe. So this isn't going anywhere this way. You can feel the foam. When you walk around that, it feels like a running shoe.
I can already feel it just being in it.
And then this is what's called a floating fit system. So this is a stretch knit. and it basically grabs and hugs your foot like that. It takes all the friction out of it. So you don't feel constrained, but it's solid. And any friction that you might get, you've had that before where you get a problem in the back, friction's taken care of here, none on your foot. That's all breathable. These are premium leathers. This is calf skin on the inside, so it's really built like a luxury shoe should be. External heel counter to give you a little bit more torque and a little bit more stability. The benefit of that is that the hard part is on the outside, shell's on the outside, and the inside is still soft and comfortable and pliable. It doesn't look like it's a really aggressive traction system, but this kind of if you run your hands across, it's like 2 rows of shark's teeth. So your foot suspends over that. It means the traction is engaged and your weight is there. So it enhances some of the cushion. And as you move around, it's adaptive. And so what we found so far is the grip is phenomenal on this, although the profile is pretty reasonable. You know, it's not like wearing a spike shoe or some of the spikeless that are getting really aggressive. So that makes it really smooth to walk in. And that's our first go. We unveiled this in Innisbrook at the last the first version of this tournament.
Okay.
The response was so good that we had to rush, and we actually got these up to a size 15 ready just for you guys. So
yeah, I'm a 14 and a half or 14 and a half or something.
Yep.
So.
And so you are part of the R&D team.
We are the guinea pigs, huh?
Yeah, that's another way to put it.
All right. Thank you.
That term on TV.
Thank you. That's very, very, very kind of you guys.
Well,
it's a good life, you know. Yeah. 10 years ago, I was sitting in a prison cell, and now I got guys giving me shoes to play golf in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
right on.
If it works,
perspective, right?
It's all perspective.
Yeah.
There you go.
If it works, like, you know, on the range, test them out, hit them, and then maybe play them in 9 holes in a practice round. We'd love to just get some, like I said, some R&D about
awesome
what you like, dislike, you know.
I'll do it. I'll do it for sure. I'll put it down in the locker room.
And those do fit, like.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, perfect. You got a practice round today?
I'm going to go out and just kind of walk it, I think.
Yeah, there's a few.
Well, if you want to test them out, go for it.
Yeah.
Like today, just a couple holes in, or just test them, and would love just a little feedback on.
Be critical.
Yeah. I'm playing in the Pro-Am tomorrow, so maybe I'll wear them in the Pro-Am tomorrow, and because the shirt that they have it's kind of got some of this color to it, so.
Yep.
Kind of got that.
Yeah, it's co-branded with the Pro, so we made that.
So yeah. So I'm gonna wear that shirt tomorrow. So I'll wear these in the Pro-Am tomorrow then.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm in the back 9. Patrick Peterson is the front 9. I'm the back 9, so I'm probably around, I don't know, 11:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.